The next applique that I'm going to put together is our little Tabby hat on a cat. And I'm just going to show you how cute these appliques are and how fun and easy they are to put together. There again, we have a lot of pieces, so keep your scraps before you toss them away. And I've got mine all cut apart and ready to go. So right now I'm going to put together, you know, his little eyes because I want to do the inner pieces first. And let's see here. I always keep my picture close by so that I can see for reference where these pieces go. A lot of times what you can do is stab a little piece and use it with the pin and then put it on. It's just a little bit easier. So I'm going to tack those with the tip of my iron. I know I have them where I want them, and so I'm going to run my iron over the entire thing with the eyes. So I'm going to let those cool, and I'm going to start laying my pieces out. I've got these all taken apart. Now, like this one, this is the little hat band, and this I had to cut the star out of it, but that star is going to be used in the applique, so make sure you don't throw those away. We like to be a little tricky here. So I'm going to continue to let that cool. You know what else I'm going to do is I am going to put together my firecrackers because those are underneath as well, and it's just going to be a little bit easier to put those guys together. You'll see that each one of these little hats on a cat are just so darn cute. Here's my other one. And I've got a little, well, here it is. There we go. There's actually a piece of twill tape that comes in this to make the little stems off the firecrackers. So I'm going to take my eyes off because those are cooled. And these guys I think are going to be cooled enough. I'm going to peel those off. Now, I like to kind of put the hat together, or the cat together, before I put the hat on, and it's a little tricky, and that's why I'm going to show you how you go about doing this. Now, these are the little inner ears, and those are going to go down first because those are going to be underneath. You'll see your dashed line, so you're going to know where they go, and these actually are going to stick on here before I even iron them because of the fusible hitting the silicone mat. And I'm going to lay his head over the top of these. I mean, it fits perfectly, but overlaps so that you don't have any raw edges underneath. And I'm going to iron that down. I'm going to fuse those together so that I'm using like one piece once I peel him back off. Actually, I can kind of leave him in place there right now. And I'm going to start laying my other pieces down. This guy actually goes underneath. And so I'm going to put that on there. Now, I look at this and, okay, where does this go? I'm going to look at my colored photo, and I'm going to see that that place goes underneath, this piece goes underneath the chin here. And so we're just going to slip this right underneath his chin. There we go. And center it. You can see, you can center it like that. And I'm going to just tack that down. Okay? Now, we're going to see exactly where these firecrackers go because we can see the outlining edge here. And I'll put those right there. Like I said, there's a piece of twill tape that goes there. These are the paws that go over the top of the firecracker. Alrighty. And I told you to keep your star. You can see where the little star is here, right there. And this goes right here. And we're going to iron all of that down. Now, this part up here is cool enough that I can kind of peel this back because this hat is going to go underneath this. I'm going to put this piece down first, and that's the main part of the top hat. And I'm going to put the hat band, and you'll see where it fits because it literally fits right. I'll get it down there, right in place. Now you can see the little red star coming through, and I'm going to iron that together. Now, this is the trickier part. These have slits in them, And you have to kind of work with it to see how they all go together. But as you can see on the picture, it's almost like you have to weave it up and through, because the hat goes in through this slit and then each ear goes through here. So it literally looks like that hat is sitting on that cat's head. So I'm going to just tack this down right here, just the base part of it. I'm going to take my pieces through here. So I'm going to come through the bottom slit and then through the ear slit. And I'm going to pull these up and tuck his head underneath. Now, you're still going to see where that hat goes, and you're going to see that your cat ears line up. Okay? It's a little bit puckered underneath, but I will get that. I will get that adjusted. There we go. Now, I also have the muzzle that needs to go on there, and I see exactly where that goes. The muzzle is made out of batting, and it is the piece that's probably going to need just a little shot of steam to activate that fusible. One thing you could have done is we could have put the muzzle together with the little hair tuft, but I'm just going to tuck it underneath here. This is the hair tuft, and you can see where that goes. And then our eyes go right on top of that. I can see I'm missing one thing. I'm going to get this iron down first. What did I do with my pin? Here it is. Like I said, it's just easier sometimes to move these pieces around with a pin. I'm going to take my iron and I'm going to iron that down. Now I'm going to use just a shot of steam. I think my iron maybe went off. Nope. There we go. Got to learn how to use the iron. And I'm going to use a shot of steam, so that activated that fusible. The last piece that I have to put on is my nose. And I can see where that nose goes. Even though I can't see the placement, I can see where it goes by looking at my color photo. Oops, don't need the steam on. And I'm going to run it over the entire piece again. And as you can see, we have the entire applique completely put together. One other product that I love to use is a stabilizer that I want to show you here just a little bit. I've used a lot of stabilizers over the years. I've been doing machine applique for over 30 years. And the one thing that I did not like when I would use a stabilizer is how stiff it would make the project, especially if you were doing a wearable. And if you're doing a baby quilt and you put appliques on it, you don't want that baby quilt to be stiff. And so I started using a perforated stabilizer. I'm just going to pick it up. You're probably going to see that it has holes right in it. And the beautiful thing about this is when you put the applique onto whatever it is that you're going to iron it onto, then this stabilizer goes underneath that piece. Say this is a towel, then that stabilizer goes underneath that towel, directly under the applique, and then you pin it in place. It's kind of felty-like almost, and so it will almost stick to your fabric, but I like to just pin it around, and then it'll stay in place. Stitch through those layers, and when you're done, then rip off the excess around the outside edge. And I promise you, it does not make your project stiff. It's very soft. It's almost like a paper towel, you know, it's so soft. And because it's perforated, it rips very, very easily. So I know we've run over some things pretty quickly. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Caitlin and I are always here and ready to answer a question, or we're here to help. And we just want to say thanks for watching and happy sewing.